Atari formed in 1972 and had a vital role in shaping the video game industry. The Atari 2600 revolutionized home gaming towards the direction that we are more familiar with today. Prior to the Atari 2600, such companies as Magnavox were working on their own home gaming solutions that proved to be fairly simple but still innovative for that time.
As a kid, after being robbed of my NES and my SNES, my mum's friend gave me his old Atari with some fantastic old games with it. This was around the time that the Game Boy Pocket came out, and my brother tried to persuade me to skip the Atari and go right for the new and innovative Pocket solution. I couldn't help myself though. I at this point already had a love for nostalgia and learning about the past of gaming. I was hooked.
Pong had been released as a standalone console many times by different companies, and also as standalone arcade cabinets sometimes seen in pubs. My dad fondly remembers those days, and every now and then speaks about it, how him and my uncle would be at the pub playing Pong all the time.
But Atari, they're the original innovators of Pong, and along with the 2600, it was released as a cartridge, so it can be played in a whole bunch of different ways. Loading in the different cartridges. It was kind of fresh at this time, and bringing in difficulty levels was quite interesting by doing it like that, because we were mucking around with it, and it went through a lot of weird things. It's still quite fun. However, picking the way the game works itself is interesting because everything moves weirdly. We couldn't get the hang of it. We tried our best, and you might see it in the footage. But I might need to get some other controllers to try and perfect that.
Outlaw, a game that seems like a shooter version of Pong. It is quite simple as easy to pick up, the goal being to shoot the other player 10 times before being shot 10 times yourself.
With different level settings, they did make sure to keep this game interesting for a while. Simply put, I had a lot of fun playing this, and I'll probably be trying to get other people to come over and check it out with me. 3D Tic-Tac-Toe. What a tricky game. Sure, it just requires 4 in a row to win, but with stacked fields and multiple directions, you really do need to keep your eyes open to spot where your opponent might succeed.
This one was one of my favourites. Bowling. Line up the bowler and throw. That's pretty simple. You will get one chance to move the ball as it rolls down, just in case you couldn't get that exact position at the start. Bowling has always seemed fairly simple with game design, and this game took what the Atari could do and made a fun little competitive title.
Space Invaders. What a classic. Tremble at the sight of our 3 different kinds of ships. Stop the alien invaders from reaching your base as they slowly move from side to side before dropping down another level.
You can only have one shot present on the screen at a time, but if your target is close, then that shot will disappear and your next one will come out rapidly. Learn the techniques and your score will surely look impressive.
You should have shot it where I was going to be, not where I was. Frog Pond. What a random game. I did not know where or when it was going to end. I kept the jumping going and ate those bugs and flies. I'm not sure whether they could have expanded upon this title, but sure enough, people have played it and do have fond memories. I've heard stories.
The Atari was impressive for its time.
But unfortunately, the company was split into two in 1984 due to their contribution to the video game crash of 1983. And it wasn't until the mid-90s that we saw a resurgence in some prime software coming from them.
We had things like the Jaguar come out, and I think that was because of a French company that got involved. But basically, I don't have an Atari console these days. I kind of wish I did have a classic original one, but quite recently I did get something pretty cool. It's a Atari retro sort of replica console. Basically, it's just this little guy, a couple wireless controllers. They're just infrared readers, but they got ports for other controllers too, which is pretty cool.
The controls are also different, as the first player has all these different buttons to control the game options.
It's so you don't have to go up to it and press it, because
Yeah.
with the original, it was all switch toggles.
Yeah.
And that wasn't on-off. It was you press up and it goes up one. You press down, it goes up one. It just keeps going. That's how it worked. So it's got 92 titles on it, and I'm pretty sure they're all first-party Atari games, if that's how many they had. I mean, they're pretty simple. Some of them are very similar, obviously. Some of them are crazy, driving ones with 2 big graphics. Alright then, sure.
So leave a comment below and we'll send you a link for you.
No worries. Alright, thanks guys. See you later.